Hi everyone. Today I'm going to be reviewing a film called Seoul Station, which is a South Korean film, which is actually the prequel to Train to Busan. Now, I'm also going to give my review for Train to Busan, but in this particular review, we're going to be talking about Seoul Station, okay? Really quick synopsis of the story. For those of you who don't know what Train to Busan is or Seoul Station is at all, this is basically a zombie film or a horror flick. But to be frank with you, it's more a parable about the social class issues going on in South Korea at this time. This particular story, Seoul Station, the premise is about a woman and her boyfriend who are desperate for money, and her boyfriend is so desperate for money that he is thinking about giving her into prostitution or letting her sleep with some people in order to gain money. In the story comes another character, which is the woman's self-proclaimed father, and he is looking for his daughter, and he tries to contact the boyfriend and look for his daughter, but because he hasn't seen her in a long time. But what happens particularly in this story is that the woman is in a certain part of the city and the boyfriend is in another part of the city, and all of a sudden a zombie outbreak happens. We're not told how or why, but you're basically seeing the start of this serious outbreak. That's the premise of the story. It's this father looking for his daughter, and with the boyfriend trying to look for the daughter while this zombie outbreak is happening. Now, I'm not going to give any spoilers. I'm just going to basically talk about the good things about this film, the bad things about this film, and if it's worth watching. Okay, if it's worth watching. In my opinion, this film is worth watching, and especially if you've seen Train to Busan first, it's okay to watch the second. If you haven't seen Train to Busan first, I would recommend watching it first, then watching this, because seeing Train to Busan made me appreciate this film even more, in my opinion, even though this film is a prequel. Some of the things I really liked about the story, this story is animated. This is not live action like Train to Busan, but I thought the animation was decent. It was appropriate for the story. One of the other things I like about Seoul Station is, although sometimes it can be preachy about the class issue in South Korea, I still think the fact that it sheds light on the serious issue, which I wasn't even aware of until I familiarized myself with it, I thought it did a great job of trying to capture those class issues that are currently going on in South Korea. The other thing I liked about this film is I actually cared about all the characters. The woman, even the boyfriend who was despicable at times. There comes a point where you actually start to care about him and you understand him. The dad, to a degree. Yeah, so you care about the characters, and they're worth watching. You want to see them survive what's going on. This film has some very good, strong sequences of suspense and action. And what I loved about it was I thought by watching this film that it wouldn't have the same degree of action or suspense that we saw in Train to Busan, but that wasn't the case at all. This story builds up very well, and when the action starts happening, it's very good. You know, there are a lot of emotional moments that are heart-wrenching and that really get to you. And also, there's a twist in this movie I was not expecting at all that I thought was really cool, and it made the whole movie just satisfying. There's a really cool twist in this film. One little problem I did have with the film, I thought this film was going to explain where the outbreak came from. It did not do that, although it was a prequel to Train to Busan. Rather, this film is more like the rise of the zombies, not necessarily how the zombies happened. I think the reason why is because there's a sequel coming out to Train to Busan 2. We don't know when, but in this sequel, I'm suspecting they're going to actually address where the outbreak came from. We got a little understanding of where it came from in Train to Busan with the character that Gong Yu plays, finding out that it was his company or the company he worked in that had a hand in it. But we didn't get the specifics of the how and the why. It was just a little, you know, a little drop of information that wasn't 100% clear. So yeah, other than that, overall, I thought this movie was really good. I give it a 8 out of 10, 10 being the best, so I give it an 8. And it's definitely worth watching, especially if you love Train to Busan. All right, so that's my review. If you have any questions or comments, write it below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.